Hi guys, welcome back on Cloud Saviors. My name is Rahil Mujahid, and here in this video we are going to discuss Azure 700 certification. That is the Azure Networking Engineer certification. Okay, so if you are expert, intermediate, or a beginner one, just feel free to watch a full video. We are going to discuss 10 questions coming from AZ-700 certification. I'm always open for comments or any kind of discussion you can put in the comment section, right? So let's start today's video. Okay, again, so we have 10 questions and I have my screen here. So I'll be looking in this direction. Okay. Whenever you think you have any kind of doubt or confusion or question, feel free to put your thoughts in the comment section. In our next video, we will definitely cover those points. Okay, so let's start it. Okay, so first question we have is which Azure service is primarily used to provide layer 7 load balancing for web application? Okay, so we all know OSI model, like how it works. We have 7 layers. Okay. So if we are talking about networking, so we have certification AZ-700. Okay. So it is not just limited to networking. You might get some questions from like monitoring or security as well. But yes, 70 to 80% the question would covering as a networking domain only. So option number we have, as you can see on your screen as well. Option number one, we have Azure Load Balancer. Option number B, Azure Application Gateway. Option C, Azure Traffic Manager. Option number D, Azure Front Door. Okay, so first of all, you should know all of them, like all of the options. I can see LB or Application Gateway, Traffic Manager, and Azure Front Door. Again, as I already mentioned in my videos, like you have two options. First, if you know the answer, just go for it. Okay, if you don't know the answer and you want to guess it, just keep removing the irrelevant one. Okay, so let's just do it. Okay, the question is asking which Azure service is primarily used to provide layer 7 load balancing for web application. Okay, so Azure Load Balancer, what I believe it operates on layer third or maybe a four, but of course, like not on the layer 7. So we can just remove the option number A. Application Gateway, just keep it on hold for now. Azure C, Azure Traffic Manager. It serves again the different purpose. Like option number D, Azure Front Door. So again, like what I can just guess is this should be option number B. That is the Azure Application Gateway. That is the only service which operates on layer 7 in OSI model. Okay. Let's go for question number two. Which Azure service provides DNS-based global traffic routing? Option number A, Azure Load Balancer. Option number B, Azure Application Gateway. Option number C, Azure Traffic Manager. Option number D, Azure Firewall. The moment you see Azure Firewall, you can remove it right now, okay? Because it doesn't provide DNS-based global traffic routing, okay? So just remove option number D, application gateway. Again, you can remove it as your load balancer. Like they haven't mentioned it is the internal one or external one. So again, like we can remove it. The only service we have is option number C that provides DNS-based global traffic routing, and that should be as your traffic manager. So by using traffic manager, you can you can just go and use it as a DNS based global traffic routing, right? As per the DNS, you can configure it and you can route your traffic worldwide or globally. Okay, so now we have question number three. What is the default network security rule behavior in an Azure NSG? Azure NSG means a network security group. I hope we all know that, right? NSG you can use with your virtual machine or with your subnet. Okay. Again, let's go for options now. Option number A, allow all inbound and outbound traffic. That should not be possible, right? Option number B, deny all inbound and outbound traffic. Again, it's opposite of the option number A. So again, like that is not possible. Let's go for option number C, right? allow inbound and deny outbound. Okay. Option number D, deny inbound and allow outbound. Okay. So I'd like to go for option number D, that is the deny inbound and allow outbound. Okay. When you create an NSG, so these are the by default rules that you can see. Of course, you can edit it, right? You can just whitelist any IP, you can allow, or you can just, block any inbound or outbound activity, IP address, port number, anything. But this is the by default one. When you create it, this is the by default configuration that you will get it. The right answer would be deny all inbound and allow outbound. Okay. Let's go for question number four. Which Azure service provides a managed cloud-based network security service for filtering traffic at the network level? Okay. Of course, Azure Firewall, Azure DNS, Azure Bastion, Azure Traffic Manager. That's the very simplest one. You can go for the Azure Firewall. That is the only service which provides network security service for filtering traffic at network level. Okay, if you compare the options, like you will get it Azure DNS, we have to remove it, Azure Bastion host, Azure Traffic Manager. Again, it all serves a different purpose except one, Azure Fire. The option would be Azure Firewall. Question number five, we have which Azure service allows the secure RDP access to VMs without exposing their public IP address. Okay, I mean we all have been using these things. Okay, option number A, VPN gateway. Option number B, Azure Bastion host. Azure C. Option number C, Azure firewall. Option D, ExpressRoute. ExpressRoute again. That's this serves a different purpose. You can just rule out option number D, option number C, and option number A. Okay. Just go for Azure Bastion host. It's a kind of a virtual machine that you can create, that you give it as a public IP, and you just put this virtual machine in a network where you have the inside load, let's say a remaining virtual machine. And how to connect with this virtual machine? You go to the Bastion host by using your public IP. Then by using these Bastion hosts, you access your remaining private IP virtual machines. That's why we call it Bastion host. Okay. The answer would be option number B, Azure Bastion host. Let's go for question number six. What is the primary purpose of Azure Private Link? Okay, so connect to virtual networks. Option number B, provide private connectivity to Azure PaaS services. Option number C, provide internet-based VPN connectivity. Okay. D, route DNS queries. Again, I mean, connect to virtual networks. That is not Azure Private Link. Option number A, connect to virtual networks. No, we do not use private link to just connect to virtual networks. Option B, provide private connectivity to Azure PaaS services. So that should be a right answer. Option number C, provide internet-based VPN connectivity. A big no. And D, that's a complete irrelevant one. So let's go for option number B, provide private connectivity to Azure PaaS services. Okay, let's go for question number seven. Which technology provides a private dedicated connection between an on-premise network and Azure? This thing you should remember. Option A, point to site VPN, ExpressRoute, or VNet peering. VNet peering we do just to connect two different virtual networks, right? So let's rule out site to site VPN. Again, that's a different thing. Again, point to site. Again, it's a like kind of a creation of a virtual network or VPN between two sites. And point to site means between one point to one site, like your laptop to a data center. So you can rule out option number A, B, and D. So we have option C, that is the express route, which we use just to create a connection between on-premise network and Azure. Okay, that's a private line that only be, delivering your packages, your network. So that should be dedicated to your company only, and this is the expensive one as well. Okay, let's go for option C, express route. Okay, question 8, we have which Azure service is best suited for distributing HTTPS traffic globally with edge acceleration? Okay, I mean, we all know the answer. Okay, so option A, we have Azure Load Balancer. Again, no. Azure Front Door, Azure VPN Gateway, Azure NAT Gateway, or NAT Gateway. Okay. So, I mean, we all know the answer. Azure Front Door should be the answer, because Azure Load Balancer again serves a different purpose. Same goes for Azure VPN or Azure NAT Gateway as well. Okay. So let's go for question number 9. What is the main purpose of VNet peering? Okay, when again, I already explained this thing. Option A, connect virtual network privately over the Azure backbone. Okay, option B, connect Azure to the public internet. Option C, provide DNS resolution, and D, encrypt VM disk. You can rule out option C and option D the moment you see it. That's a completely different thing, okay? Just think about it between option A and option B. Let's go for option B first. Connect Azure to the public internet. Again, that is not possible. So let's just go for option A. Connect VNets privately over the Azure backbone. That should be your answer, okay? The last question we have is which Azure service provides outbound internet connectivity for resources in a subnet while keeping their private IP address? Okay. NAT Gateway, Application Gateway, Azure Bastion host, Traffic Manager. We just discussed, option C, option D, and option B as well. The only thing we have, if you don't know the answer, I'm just telling you, if you don't know the answer, so we know what is application gateway do, what is the meaning of Azure Bastion host, what is the meaning of traffic manager. So like blindly you can go for NAT gateway, okay, because it provides outbound internet connectivity for resources in a subnet while keeping their private IP address. Okay, so the answer would be NAT gateway. Okay, so that's all our 10 questions, right? And it is coming from AZ-700, or you can say is your Network Engineer Associate certification. Okay, so like these all questions, or if you any kind of questions or any kind of queries, feel free to connect me on LinkedIn or you can ask in the comment section as well. So thank you so much. See you in the next video.